Alrighty, guys, welcome back to another episode 243 of the Michael Lab Show. My goodness, guys. It is not like me to miss an episode. It is not like me to miss two episodes. And it is definitely not like me to miss a whole week. And I wish I had a really good excuse for that. I think I have a good excuse, but I'm not 100% sure. Guys, it's been a wild month for me. It's been an aggressive month. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, yo, I got everything under control. It's been a wild month. This has been so obviously we're closing into the holidays, right? Thanksgiving is around the corner. Christmas is followed up very shortly behind that, just a month after good old-fashioned Turkey Day. And my situation is this. I have a month. I have a potential job lined up. Pretty secure. The only drawback to this position is there's not really a drawback. The only thing that needs to be done is I have to take a few exams, pass the exams, and do really well on them. And I'm in this situation where I have school is closing up the week of, I guess it would be 17th, 13, 14, 15, 16, the 13th to the 17th of December is my last week of school. It's also the time where we're going to be moving. So there's just a lot happening. And last week was just a very stressful week for me. I had to make sure I got a lot of certain things done. So one of these exams I have to take requires a lot of studying, which is fine. I don't mind that at all. I enjoy it. I'm actually learning a lot. I'm learning a lot about stuff that I've never really known about. I'm not going to go into what my job is, maybe ever, because I don't want to. I just don't think I need to. I don't think I should. I don't think I should have to. This podcast is not about that. This podcast is about a lot of other things. And there was a reason why I didn't upload, because I had certain responsibilities that I had to get done. And the podcast for me has always been something that I enjoy doing, but in order to do the podcast, I need to do other things. I have to accomplish other things. And during this time, I had to do something. I had to study. I had to do an interview, had to make a few phone calls. So it was just a stressful week, and I can't promise that won't happen again. Like here's the truth. I love this podcast. It's my baby. I've invested so much into it. I can connect with people all the time. You guys listen to every single episode. There's hundreds and hundreds of people download each episode and listen to it from across the globe, from Australia to New Zealand to Germany to Italy to France to all of North America, Canada, Mexico, Chile, Brazil, Latvia, like the Middle East, the Philippines, the South Korea, like everybody in the world listens to this podcast. Not like every person, but from every country. And it's crazy because like these countries don't even speak like English. Like their main language is not English, but they listen to my episodes and they listen to my podcast, and it's life-changing for me. It's life-changing. And I'm not going to stop. But I just want to be very transparent with everybody that there is going to within this next all of December, probably January, February, March, probably up until the beginning of summer, the uploads are not going to be as consistent. I'm going to shoot for 2 podcast uploads a week. There might just be one at times, and sometimes it might not even be any. And I apologize for that, but I'm 25 right now, and these next 10 years are crucial moments for me. 25 to 35, those are the years when you become financially free, right? Like if you're just starting to get financially free at 35, it's going to be tough, especially if you have a family, especially if you're married. It's going to be tough. So at 23 and 24, I prepared for this. I put myself in a situation now where I have an opportunity to do really well for myself. And I'm not going to let that slip. I'm not going to let that slip away. I'm not going to let that go away. And because of that, I was not able to upload at all last week. And it was weird, man. I felt like I was cheating on like somebody. I felt like I was cheating on you guys, and I'm sorry about that. And it was just, there's priorities, and my podcast family got pushed to the back. But we're back, and it's Tuesday, and it's the Tuesday before Thanksgiving, and let's just have fun, man. Let's just roll out hard in 2021, man. Let's just take this last month and a half and just put the freaking metal to the pedal. Let's just fly forward. Let's make the money that we need to make. Let's close the deals that we needed to close. Let's lose the weight that we need to lose. Let's hit the PRs in the gym that we want to hit. Let's say I love you to the person that you haven't said it to in a long time. Let's take things in our life that aren't complete and just complete them. Let's just kick ass. Let's lead into 2022 with just a full head of steam. Like, let's just wreck the future. I'm ready, guys. I'm ready. I wanted to get that out of the way because I do apologize, and that's not like me. And trust me, it hurt me to say, "Hey, man, I won't be able to upload." Like, you think that's something I wanted to say? Not at all. Not at all. I didn't want to say that. And plus, I've missed so much of what's been going on. A lot of things I could speak on. Let me pull up a few right here. I don't know. Just a lot's been happening. See what in my notes section, Caitlyn Jenner is GOAT. There's a few things I do want to talk about though, and I just wanted to say that up front. I just want to say I apologize for the lack of uploads last week. We're gonna be back. I'm gonna this week I'm gonna try my hardest, try my damnedest, try with my fullest effort possible to upload every single day or on Tuesday and Thursday to get content out for you guys. Because that's what I promise, that's what I do, and that's something that I'm going to continue to do. So that's that. I just want to get that out of the way. What else? School's coming down to an end. So essentially, here's the game plan. We're moving, right? We're moving. Ideally, we're going to be moving December 20th. We should be moved in. Next week, we're going up to see a bunch of different properties on the 3rd. On the 3rd, we are scheduled to see 7 apartments. 5 of them are under a property management company, which is nice because we can just hit 5 in a row. She said it should only take like an hour and a half. From there, we're going to go to a couple more apartment complexes. That Friday to Sunday, we're going to sit down and figure out what we want, what we need. By that time, she should be much more penciled in for a job. My job, my situation, it all comes back to me. If I do well in the things I have to do, I'm good. If I don't, I don't know. So it's like, I think it's stressful. This is like the first time in my life where I've ever really felt like really stressed. Like, I mean, I get stressed, but this is like, I have an opportunity right now. If I do well, I can really capitalize, and I can kick ass, and I can work somewhere where my skills can be used and abused and do well with. I really do believe I can kick ass at this job that I'm going to hopefully get, and really grow myself financially, emotionally, mentally, physically, get to know people, really kick ass. And we're moving out to Roanoke. So it's like, I'm really excited about that. I tell people that all the time. And, people who haven't been to Roanoke, you're missing out, man. It's a beautiful city. It's not that many people. It's about 100K. So it's not that many. And it's sprawled out. Like, there's more people in Roanoke than there is Annapolis. But, like, people per mile. Let me see. Annapolis population per square mile. So spanning over 8 miles, Annapolis has a population density of 5,444. Annapolis is 5,444 people per square mile, whereas Roanoke is 2,338 over 43 miles. Spanning over 43 miles, the population is over 2,338 people. So much smaller, right? Half the amount of people per square mile, 1.5 times less. So that's that's where we're moving. And I'm excited. I'm really excited for us, and I'm excited for our future, and about time. We're looking for 1 to 2 bedroom apartments, preferably a 1-bedroom apartment. I want to continue my podcast, so I think a 2-bedroom apartment would be nice because then I have a place to do my podcast and I have an office space. But a 1-bedroom apartment's fine. I could put my my podcast set up kind of like in the living room or in the bedroom, just kind of off in the corner. It's going to be really tiny. When we move, guys, the podcast is not going to be like, the setup is not going to be like this. It's going to be much tinier. I'm going to still do YouTube, right? There's still going to be a video version, but it's not going to be as, how do I want to say? It's not going to be as pretty. I don't know. I don't know if you guys consider this pretty. I like it. I think I have a beautiful background. I got the brain. I got the thin blue line. I got me. I got books that I like. Yeah, that's going to be that. So I think I've chipped away at that as much as I could. So 1, I apologize. 2, I had to do it. 3, we're moving. 4, I got a new job. 5, she's getting a new job. 6, I'm finishing up school. 7, I'm leaving my other job. What else? That's life, dude. That's stressful. Moving is supposed to be stressful. Moving's not going to never not be stressful. So, guys, what is going on with this COVID stuff? I want to talk about this. I want to talk about, there's a few things I want to talk about. There's the first thing I want to talk about is there's this podcast episode with Lex Friedman, who, if you guys don't know who Lex Friedman is, stop what you're doing right now. Well, actually, don't stop what you're doing right now. Wait until I'm done with my podcast. And then I want you guys to go to youtube.com, go to the search bar, take your fingers, type in Lex Friedman. Okay. And I want you guys to click on a few episodes ago. He had a podcast with a gentleman by the name of Steve Viscelli. Now, Steve Viscelli is Steve Viscelli. He is an economic sociologist who studies work, labor markets, automation, and public policy. He's currently a faculty fellow at Kleinman Center for Energy Policy and lecturer at the Department of Sociology at the University of Penn. So he's a scholar, and he studies labor markets, specifically the supply chain. Even more specifically than the supply chain, he studies 18-wheelers and just the life of 18-wheelers. And I was listening to him talk about 18-wheelers. I come from a family on my mom's side of 18-wheelers. Like my grandfather, after he got back from World War II, he was an 18-wheeler. So he drove cross country, just doing what 18-wheelers do, delivering stuff, dropping stuff off, picking stuff up, going across country, whatever. And this was at a time where, like, it was a renegade. But after listening to that podcast, I've gained so much. Like, you don't realize how much 18-wheelers are the backbone of this country. I mean, they mean everything to this country, especially now at a time like this where our supply chain is back the F up. And there's so many reasons for this. People say COVID. People just say blanket the same. It's like COVID. COVID is the reason for this. He was saying a lot of it has a lot to do with COVID. Specifically, when COVID was happening, when it first got hit, people stocked up on a lot of stuff. So when our companies and our warehouses, the way they set up everything, and I'm just kind of paraphrasing what he said, when the way that our supply chain is set up is that when we stock up on items, when we stock up on, like, when I buy toilet paper, when I buy anything, it's at a warehouse, and they only stock up for a certain amount of inventory, right? They don't stock up for, it's a precise amount that they want, right? Because they don't want to overflow their warehouse and then back up their inventory, back up the shipping and everything, and then just costs would just stack on top of each other. They don't want that. So what they need to do is they need to set up a system, a system that's based off of numbers that line up with historical data and information that guarantees that this is how much you need because X, Y, and Z in 1 to 2, 3 months, 4 weeks, whatever the timeline is, you're going to be pushing this much product. You're going to have this much more product coming in. and you're going to have a nice, easy supply chain. So what happened is, clearly I haven't done a podcast in a while because I'm shortness of breath right now. I forgot my water, which is killing me right now. And I also forgot to turn on the fan. So I'm over here just like catching my breath and struggling right now. Maybe there's water in here. No, there's no water in here. Anyways, so we developed this supply chain that it works because we have historical data that points to we need this at this amount of time, and in the future we're going to need this amount of time, so we can set up a system like that. What happened with COVID is it ruined all that. We were shut down. So everything that the stores had, they ordered a normal amount of inventory, but people came in and took everything. And when they took everything, the stores had to restock everything because people still wanted things. So then they ordered a abnormal amount of product from the warehouses, from the distribution centers, from their distributors, an abnormal amount. So then the warehouse is emptied out, and they said, holy crap, we need more. People are buying like crazy. So then they ordered a crap ton more, and then more came. And then once people stopped panic buying, once people stopped buying a crap load of things, a shit ton of things, the inventory just started piling up. It was like a domino effect. But then the domino one didn't get knocked down. So then it just became a cascade of product, just building and building and building and building. So what ended up happening is now there's so much stuff in these warehouses. Like, you got to think, out in California and like Baltimore, coming from China, coming from Europe, even from China through the Panama Canal, this stuff, it gets off the boats and it goes somewhere. And where it goes is into these warehouses that are right across the coast. They're stacked right now from bottom to top of just a crap ton of product that needs to get out. But it can't get out because people aren't buying like they used to. One of the reasons why, because inflation's so high, so people can't buy as much because prices are so much through the roof. And then you stack that on with the fact that these boats that are sitting out there can't come to shore because there's no place to put anything. You can't just put things like you got to have space. And then on top of that, you have an issue with getting employees. So then people aren't working to unload the boxes. So you have yourself in a situation where it's like a domino effect where like everything's just stacking on top of each other. And he was talking about like, it's times like this where you don't really value the smaller man or the people. So like we think like, here's me right here, the guy eating the chicken. And then here's the Purdue and then the farmer, the Purdue farmer, right? Purdue farmer, me. Okay. And then you think a Purdue farmer raises chicken and then I eat chicken, but you don't think about raising the chicken and then someone comes, takes the chicken, takes it to a slaughterhouse where they kill the chicken. Then they defeather it, cut it up, whatever they do. And then that chicken goes to get packaged. It gets packaged, and then it gets packaged to a place that puts it in coolers and freezes it, a large warehouse, large distributor. And then the distributor waits until it gets bought by its grocery store. Grocery store goes to the distributor to buy it, and then I go to the grocery store to buy it. So all the way from farmer, slaughterhouse, packaging, shipped to warehouse, warehouse ships to grocery stores. I drive to the grocery store to get back to my house. I put it back in the fridge. That's a huge process right there. So all I think about, all the consumer is supposed to think about, and this is when you know a supply chain is working, when you don't talk about these other things. Ideally, you shouldn't have to if the supply chain is kicking ass. All I think about is this, me eating my chicken and the farmer, okay? But you don't realize that everyone that's in between that is part of the supply chain. And if one thing goes wrong in that supply chain, it's game over. It's game over. And you don't realize that if gas is more, then what does that mean? That means people can't, 18-wheelers are spending more for gas. They're spending more for gas, then their companies have to charge more to use their service, because in order to use their service, they need to make money, so they need to charge more because they're paying out more to their employees, their truck drivers. And if you want to use their service, you're going to have to pay more. So if a distributor uses a service, a warehouse uses a service, then they have to increase the price of their product. When they increase the price of the product, then Walmart or wherever has to buy their product at an increased price. In order for them to hit profit margins, then they have to increase their price. And you see this domino effect. So I never realized, like, I've always knew like the value of 18-wheelers on like a basic sense. Like when I drive by an 18-wheeler, I'm like, dude, you do a job that's much harder than I do. Like by far. Like I do nothing compared to you. Nothing. I do nothing compared to you. And I have so much respect for them, but I never looked at it from like that much of a level. Like they are so important to our economy. Like without 18-wheeler drivers, we're done. You know, like we're not doing well at all. But yeah, that's it, guys. I want to keep this video nice and short. I want to keep this podcast nice and short. This is just a welcome back podcast. I promise you I will be back and I will be kicking ass and I will be taking names and we're going to be uploading more and more and more. But I got to go. I have to pick up this phone call. I don't know why this person is calling me. I'm kind of scared right now. So guys, thank you so much for listening to the podcast. I'll catch you guys on episode 234 of the Micro Lab Show. Peace out. See ya.